Geometry Dash has had a lot of notable top ones in its history, like stuff like Slaughterhouse, Tidal Wave, Tartarus, and stuff like that. But one of the levels that was a top one, and is still arguably possibly a top one, is Amethyst. And it was verified by W Popoff and made by Amethyst. And this is honestly one of the most hated levels in all of Geometry Dash. So today I'm going to be talking about, is this level overhated, or is the criticism about it accurate? If we want to talk about if it's overhated, we first have to figure out kind of why it's hated. So some of the reasons people say this level is bad in ways is, the one I always see is, number one, it's not fitting for a top one, which you can say what you want about that. I honestly don't think that's a good point, but I mean, you can say what you want about that, to be honest. And the main one I see is this level has atrocious gameplay. I know like a lot of people saying that aren't really good enough to even play this, but I mean, the one person who has beat this besides W Popoff has said that that is true. It has absolutely terrible gameplay. And one of the main things I've actually seen people saying about this level is, and we'll react to in a second, one of the main things I see people talking about is that the level is basically like, it doesn't look like a top one. Like, if you show like a non-GD player this level compared to something like Slaughterhouse, they're gonna think Slaughterhouse is actually harder. Which I don't know if that's a good criticism for this level, because this level, it's known. I think it honestly probably does have kind of bad gameplay, because it is basically a super buff top 20. If you want me to be honest, especially this part, we'll get into. Like, there are so many invisible spikes in here you can't even see. But I'm gonna react to the level, and yeah, I guess we'll see what, yeah. And also, yeah, we're gonna see one of the first criticisms right off the bat here. So if we go ahead and the first click, this is a 240 hertz frame perfect. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this is also a CBF blocker. That's a whole nother reason people hate this level, is that it has a CBF blocker. A lot of people like CBF, but a lot of people hate it. That's a whole nother drama. But this jump is pretty much a CBF blocker. It's also like it's a 240 hertz frame perfect. So it's like an impossible jump. And I mean, this first part, it looks fine. There's nothing really wrong about this other than that first click. Syncs with the music pretty well. That is one thing I'll say about this level. This level is a really good song. Yeah, there's nothing really wrong about this so far. This is just some UFO gameplay with music sync. Now this is when the level really starts. So these are all fixed hitboxes, I'm pretty sure, as you would know. As it's basically a super buff top 10, top 20, like I said. So this shit part isn't necessarily bad. But I mean, yeah, this shit part isn't awful. I don't know why people would hate on this. This decoration is pretty mediocre, but it is cool. This level has crazy decoration and parts, though. This cube part, again, nothing really good or really bad. Then we go to the drop. This is a really cool title screen, Amethyst. Then you go into this part all of a sudden, and this is another thing I've seen. People say the decoration in this level is all over the place. Like, like, I don't know, there's like a bunch of different, like if we go back to the first part of this level, we're in this theme, and then we're all of a sudden in this. I think that's just kind of the aesthetic this level has. I don't think that's bad. This gameplay, though, it's so obviously super buffed. I mean, look, bro, like, it's really hard wave gameplay. It's difficult, but it's definitely super buffed. This is the part a lot of people don't like about this level, and that's actually my favorite part of the level, looks-wise. It kind of has this cool look. It's Amethyst, you can tell, but this part has so many invisible hitboxes. Like, this is a hitbox, this is a hitbox. Like, all of these little spike things are hitboxes, and these gaps are absolutely awful. Like, this right here. Yeah, this is the part a lot of people don't like about this level. This part has so many invisible hitboxes you can't see, to the point where it just makes it so unfun to play, I'm pretty sure. But then we go into this part. Another one of my favorite parts of the level, the best part of the song. I know this part's like dude, these hitboxes are wild. Yeah, this part right here. I mean, this is music sync, but it's like these are very difficult. Like, I mean, you can see right here in this saw, you're going right in between these. Then you have to do another click here, then go down. Nothing really invisible here though. This duel is nothing special. This gameplay is kind of like very similar to the first part of it, which I like. And then we go into this robot part, which is like the easiest part of the level by far. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this part. Again, it's just kind of keeping that same decoration part from the start, which I think is fine. Just people think that like that one wave part of this at the drop just doesn't match the level. I don't know, but I'm definitely not gonna hate on the decoration. This is really cool. The spike. Hey, I'm not going to hate on the decoration for this level. I like it. This part again kind of has that thing with these like weird hitboxes, although this part's not near as bad as that wave. This gameplay, in my opinion, honestly isn't as bad as some people act like it is. It's definitely not like, wow, this is really good gameplay. Yeah, this is the hardest part of the level, I'm pretty sure. This final wave part. I mean, you just can't see anything in this part. I mean, all of this is just, yeah, you can't see any of this. This part looks, this is the best looking part of the level by far. And yeah, this UFO is probably the like easiest few clicks of the level, in ball. But then after that, you were at the end screen. Amethyst. This level's only like 80% long. Honestly, so that's Amethyst. That level honestly isn't that bad, as people think. Honestly, the one thing I could see people saying is this just doesn't fit as a top one. I honestly don't think that's a good point, because we don't need the same few top ones when we have Slaughterhouse and all those stuff with the same theme as the top one. Having something like Tidal Wave and then Amethyst and then Thinking Space too, that's good. They're different themes. It's not like a copy and paste, whatever. Not saying that any of the levels that were top one at that point were bad. That's not what I meant. But it's just, I don't know. Now, Thinking Space 2 is a whole nother story. But yeah, it all comes down to what the people who actually can play this level say, and Zoink has said this level was atrocious to play and was not fun, but then WPop acts like it's the best level ever to play, so we won't really know until somebody else actually beats this level. I don't know if anyone has any progress. The point that a lot of people, like new players, won't know this is top one, that is very true. That is definitely a problem with this level, but I don't know how much that really matters. Do I think this level is overhated? Absolutely. I think this level, people act like it's the worst level ever, and that it's whatever, but there's way worse levels on the demon list. I would honestly say TS2 might be worse, but I don't really hate either of these levels. This level is also really carried by its song. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments about this level. If I missed anything or was wrong about anything, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.